Hello, dear learner. Welcome back to the Learner's Deck. Today, we are going to explore a short yet deeply emotional poem, When You Are Old, written by the renowned Irish poet W.B. Yeats. William Butler Yeats was one of the most important poets and literary figures of the 20th century. His poetry often explores themes such as love, beauty, aging, time, loss, and the changing nature of human life. He was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1923. There is also an interesting personal connection often associated with this poem. Yeats was deeply in love with Maud Gonne, a beautiful and influential Irish woman who was involved in the Irish nationalist movement. Yeats proposed to her several times, but she did not accept his proposals. Because of this relationship, When You Are Old is often assumed to be addressed to or inspired by Maud Gonne. However, the poem itself does not name her, so we should understand this connection as an interpretation rather than an established fact. In the poem, Yeats addresses a woman whom he loves deeply. She is young and beautiful, and many people admire her. But the poet feels that she is unable to understand the depth and sincerity of his feelings, perhaps because she is surrounded by many admirers and is conscious of her own beauty and charm. So, instead of asking her to understand him immediately, he asks her to do something much more interesting, to read his words when she becomes old.
He imagines that, in old age, she will realize that while many loved her beauty, only one truly loved her soul, and she may regret rejecting that love when she had the chance. Let us now move to the first stanza. When you are old and grey and full of sleep, and nodding by the fire, take down this book, and slowly read and dream of the soft look your eyes had once, and of their shadows deep. Yeats begins by speaking directly to the woman about a future time when she will be old, grey-haired and sleepy, sitting quietly beside the fire. He instructs her to take down this book and slowly read it. He asks her to return to these words when she actually turns old and grey, when the beauty and attention of her youth have passed, and perhaps when she has lost him forever. The word slowly is important because he wants her to pause over his words and reflect upon them rather than simply read them and move on. As she reads, he asks her to dream of the soft look that her eyes once had. He wants her to travel back in memory to the days of her youth, when her eyes were gentle, beautiful, and full of life. The phrase, "their shadows deep," suggests the depth and mystery that once lay within those eyes.
Thus, the poet creates a quiet and poignant picture of an old woman sitting beside the fire, holding his book and looking back at the beauty of her younger days. There is already a gentle sense of time and loss in this stanza. The young, beautiful woman she once was now exists only in her memories, while the woman sitting beside the fire has been changed by the passing years.
Moving forward, in the second stanza, he says, "How many loved your moments of glad grace, and loved your beauty with love false or true? But one man loved the pilgrim soul in you, and loved the sorrows of your changing face." Here, Yeats asks her to look back in her memory at the many admirers she once had when she was young and beautiful. He reminds her that during her youth, many people loved or admired her because of her beauty and charm. Some of that love may have been genuine, while some may have been merely an attraction to her physical appearance. That is why he says, with love false or true. But then comes the most important contrast. But one man loved the pilgrim soul in you. That one man is generally understood to be Yeats himself. He says that his love was different because he loved not merely her youthful appearance but her pilgrim soul, her inner self, and the soul journeying through the experiences and changes of life. He even loved the sorrows of your changing face, suggesting that his love would remain even as age and experience changed her appearance. While others loved the beauty they saw, he claims to have loved the person within her, a love he believes she will fully understand only when she looks back in old age. Now, in the final stanza, we see the regret that Yeats imagines will come to her. And bending down beside the glowing bars, murmur a little sadly how love fled and paced upon the mountains overhead and hid his face amid a crowd of stars. Yeats now imagines the woman in her old age, sitting beside the glowing fireplace and quietly remembering the love she once had. He asks her to murmur a little sadly how love fled. Here, love is personified as though it were a person who has gone away from her. Yeats imagines love traveling across the mountains and finally hiding among the stars. It is a beautiful but deeply sad image. The love that was once within her reach has now gone far away and can no longer be recovered. And this is where the poet's anticipated regret reaches its deepest point. When she was young, she may not have understood the value of his love. She may have been surrounded by admirers and influenced by the attention her beauty brought her. But when she becomes old and looks back, she will understand that one man loved her not simply for her beauty, but for her soul. And by the time she understands it, that love will already be lost.
The poem, When You Are Old, is therefore not merely a poem about growing old. It is about a love that wants to be understood, a love that goes beyond physical beauty and recognizes the soul within a person. Yeats quietly imagines a future in which the woman herself will recognize what she once had. But the sadness lies in the possibility that this understanding may come only when it is too late to change the past. Youth may fade, beauty may change, and admirers may come and go. But a love that truly sees the soul is rare. Sometimes we recognize the value of such love only after we have lost the opportunity to hold on to it. I hope this explanation has made When You Are Old easier to understand and more importantly helped you feel the emotion behind Yeats's words. If you found this explanation helpful, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the Learner's Deck for more simple and detailed English lessons. See you in the next lesson. Keep learning, keep reading, and keep exploring the world of literature with the Learner's Deck.